It's D&D time on a Friday? Yes, Friday. I forgot what day of the week it was. Hi, everybody. Welcome to D&D. We got all of our friends back. Hi, friends.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
It's
Almost
been
all our friends.
almost all of our friends. Almost full party. But it's okay. We'll make do. We'll make do. It's been... We weren't here last week. The week prior to that, I had tech issues. Did we play the week before that? No, we didn't play the week before that. So it's been 3 weeks. That's a decent break. Decent break. I mean, you guys are pretty far into the book. Like, it doesn't look like a lot, but a lot of it is, like, appendix and whatnot at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, like... And the second book's in here. So... In all honesty, it's more like this. Ignore the bit that's, like, underneath my hand. There's only, like... That's all that's left!
Oh my gosh.
For the first book.
I was scared at first when you just pulled up that book. Like, I kind of shot a brick. I'm like, oh yeah, we're not finishing it this year. No. It's going to be a 3-season endeavor.
I'm
PBS
playing
is going to
this.
sponsor us.
I'm almost done playing this campaign.
Oh, damn.
I started, like, middle of COVID. That's how long it takes. Granted, that group, we play every other week, and we don't play every week either when we do play, so it's like me and another DM go back and forth. So, like, we're finishing up this, but we're also playing Descent into Avernus at the same time. So, take what you will. 2 different campaigns going at the same time. But, c'est la vie. So...
C'est la what?
C'est la vie. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
Take it easy.
Mbappe.
Sailor
I love Young Gravy.
Young Gravy.
I love Gravy.
Let's see. Do you guys remember what happened last time we played?
Yeah, Leo and I beheld ourselves to Kraken God, and we got on. I think it was either before. I think Walter said, "Were we on land before we?"
Yeah, because the reason why we landed and we even went on to land was because we thought that Baranus's deity would be able to assist with removing the stars.
Yeah.
To which we got on land, and then Puff, I think he lightning bolted it or some shit.
That bitch.
And then Baranus was like, "Oh, if Puff's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it." So then he
Hell
chill
yeah.
touched his or some shit.
I don't have to worry about
That
sacrificing
was at the
someone
very
every 10
end
minutes.
of it.
Watch it grow back.
No
Like
ideas.
a deep pore pimple.
Ew.
Sounds like a transmitted disease.
Or deep or pimple.
Anything else you guys recall from
Hey.
our session way back?
We found an orb. We gave the orb back. We got attacked by a giant wave during a storm, to which we attacked it by attacking it back with another wave.
2.
No, we were like Moses. We like split the waves.
Moses that shit.
Moses.
Our moms are still on the boat.
That is recognized by the monster that both Puff and Baranus have now turned their backs on.
Yep. And I hope it grows back. That's it. That's all I got.
Don't meta, okay?
Agreed.
All right. Nice group recall.
At least we're not there.
Shut the fuck up!
I don't know what he said, but she was not happy with him.
Tensions are high in the tabletop game group.
Right?
It's
So,
like one of the reality TV shows.
as the party is sitting on the shore, you guys are on the delta here of the Winding Water, as you guys have been told it's called. So as you guys look around, it's early morning since you guys got there on this within the next day, I should say, when you guys are doing your traveling and that. As you guys look around, you can see the river winding its way off towards the east and out of sight. You'll definitely see some like almost mountain-like hills kind of off to your northeast a little bit, and a bit more of the kind of like rolling hills of a sense here. There's not too much foliage in a way. Like, yeah, you'll see like little pockets of trees and that throughout the land, but nothing like huge, like there's a giant forest that is right by you guys. As you're sitting there and you look over to the sea of swords, you see like the little rowboat with a couple of the sailors making their way back to the ship itself, the Queen of the Waves, as it's making its way, this rowboat back to the ship there that's anchored off not too far from the shoreline. What would you like to do, party?
If we make our way through the hills to like the northeast, that should be, and just go pretty much keep following like northeast. That should take us to where I need to get to. So do you guys want to head through the hills? Do you want to kind of go around them?
And where are we needing to go?
We have to go to the High Moors, actually.
The High Moor?
Yeah, the High Moor. Sorry, I put an S on the end of it. But yeah, we got to get to the High Moor to get to my deity's temple, so I can beckon him and see if he can lend a helping decrepit hand.
Mr. DM,
Yes.
would Solaris and I know what would be the most efficient gate to war?
You're cutting out there.
I'm gonna fucking scream.
They'll probably cut out when you scream too.
Would Solaris and I know the most efficient way to get to the High Moors, considering we've gone from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep?
You guys are from Baldur's Gate originally. You would know that most, I'll say like with your guys' background, you guys would know most folks when they go northward from Baldur's Gate, they typically go the route of the roads more. There are some groups that will take the Sea of Swords itself to go northward, like you guys started. Most caravans and that leave through the north gate of Baldur's Gate will take the coast way, up through like the troll caves, and then hit the trade way and either go south towards whatever they need to or go farther north. I'll say you guys know that much, being in Baldur's Gate most of your lives.
Would we know that the coastway goes over a river?
With your map, yeah, you guys would be able to discern that as you guys have your map out and you're looking at it.
I'm illiterate.
Then you have no idea what any of this is.
Yeah, but they showed us on. They showed both of them on the boat when I was trying to get my bearings as to where the High Moor was. Or I showed Solar. I showed Solaris because I remember there was like a brief exchange on the boat with the captain. And Solaris was like, "Oh, is this north? Is that?"
In hindsight, if we do go up a little bit down the trades way with the boat, there is a river that does kind of like stop on the very top of the High Moor. We could depart from the boat there and take out one of the scuttles down the
Not
river.
on the boat anymore.
Did the boat already leave?
Right now, as you're looking off harder to where the boat is, you'll see the Queen of the Waves is still anchored. The dinghy itself is the rowboat's making its way to the ship itself. So the Queen of Waves has not departed from the Delta, but the rowboat that dropped you guys off is making its way away from you guys.
We only have to go a short way. If we follow the river to where it intersects with the coastway in Troll Claws, we could basically meet at that intersection and then take the coastway up to around where Dragon Spear is and just head into the High Moor. It seems pretty equidistant. Plus, I mean, the amount of time it's going to take us to get all the way there is probably the same amount of time it's going to take us to get back on the boat, take the boat up to where Daggerford is, head across, and then head down. Seems like it makes sense just to stay on land at this point.
The Troll Hills is... Will there anyone in the party know anything about it? I mean, I don't think my character would have gone anywhere towards it.
No, I'm from the Black Road, so I wouldn't know anything about this terrain.
Anyone but Carter, if you want to make a history or survival check.
Don't send me with a good time.
The Troll Hills. And the surrounding area, I'll say at large.
I got a 30-20.
30-20?
You dirty bastard.
19.
19.
Uh, 12.
12. Solaris, are you rolling for it? No, okay. Baranus and Soraya, you guys would recall that this area in large is infested with trolls, goblins, hobgoblins, and like creatures. That this bit of the coastway as well as the tradeway are usually why most groups traveling it go in with guards and escorts and that to ensure that the safety of their goods makes either going north or south because of the dangers here. So yeah. I'll also say with that dirty 20, Baranus, as you're kind of looking over at the map and you see how far Waterdeep is via where you guys are and where the troll claws are, knowing that you're on foot, I'll say you'll know it will take you a decent amount more time to get to Waterdeep from where you're at. What do you guys want to do?
At this point, I would like to just maybe go towards maybe the bottom of Troll Hills into the High Moor.
Yeah, kind of like go around it, and then make our way like northeast towards like Dragon Spear, and then pass through.
Yeah, because maybe we might be able to find transported Dragon Spear.
That's
like
pretty good at it.
Like, can we be smart enough to go ahead and navigate down towards the river and then across instead of following the whole river? Save some time? I don't know.
I can do that. I am proficient with that kind of stuff. And I have the map, so.
You got the map.
Alright, I mean, I'm there.
That's my vote.
Yeah,
I got off that boat for a reason.
No
Yeah.
more squeaks.
No more. No.
Yeah, I guess let's get going. What time of the day is it?
Early morning.
Early morning. Yeah, let's get a track so that way we can cover most ground and then set up camp.
Boom.
I like that strategy.
There go.
So you guys are gonna follow the river for a decent amount and then kind of like cut off from it? Or are you guys following the river the whole way to the Troll Claws where the coastway meets the river? The winding water.
I would say more of kind of like
Yeah, exactly, just like that.
Okay, so you guys are just kind of cut across the land itself as much as you can.
yeah, use the river as like a landmark.
Okay.
But stay close to somewhat close to the base of the mountain. Not gonna be completely out in the fields. We got dragons lurking, people. Come on now.
Yeah, so it'd probably be more of that kind of route then.
Yeah. Migrating seasons. Dragons go north. Everyone knows that.
Say it take about... Oh, how long would that take? Okay. Go ahead and whoever's going to lead the party, go ahead and roll a d4.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3.
As you guys travel over the next 3 days towards the troll claws, is there anything you guys would like to do as you make your way there? No?
Well, I'll definitely say when we pass this little lip right here, this lip, because we are going to go close to it, like there's no getting like we're going to like eventually like hit right there. I'm going to refill my water skin.
Okay.
I'm looking good on everything right now. So I'm alright.
Very well. So you guys make your travel. Takes you about a little over the first day. After making camp in that, you may reach there. And Carter refilling his water skin. The rest of the party kind of trudges on forward more. Okay. As you guys continue on, a lot of oak trees in this area. It's not too rough of a terrain to traverse as you guys are making your way through. With Baranus and Soraya having done their previous checks, I'll say that if you guys want, you could do nature checks.
All of us?
Just them.
13.
$19.
19. Alright. Soraya is you guys are making your way through, and you're recalling tales of troll attacks and that you had heard from travelers as they made their way south to Baldur's Gate. I'll say that as you're making your way on the second day, you see no tracks or anything that makes you feel like a troll has been through this area as of late.
Alright.
I'm gonna tell my brother.
Okay.
I'll tell Carter, since Carter's leading us through. You know, basically, looks like we're going in the right direction. I don't see any signs of like
Only
anything.
Soraya knows that. You do not.
What?
Only
Oh, I
Soraya
know?
knows that. Nope.
Oh shit.
So you do not know that.
Oh.
So Carter does not know, because Soraya only
Sorry,
told
bro.
Solaris. As you
I'm
guys...
just gonna keep a lookout.
Are you
Just gonna be
actively?
more attentive. That's all.
Okay, just more attentive. Okay, gotcha.
Just slightly more attentive. I'm really not caring, if I'm honest.
Gotcha. You guys continue on the second day there. Say you guys get pretty far as you're traveling on. A bit more travel and less stops you guys have to make. As you guys come up on the second day here, resting. Not too far from the river. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you bed down this second night?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm good too.
So you guys continue on, making your way
Whoa,
eastward.
whoa, I was directing this here.
You said Troll Claws.
Okay. Oh, that, okay.
Yep. So as you guys are going eastward more towards the coastway itself, no, okay. At this point, I'll say you guys see there's a decent amount of downed trees and upturned earth throughout the area here. Occasionally you hear some odd noises that kind of like echo amongst the rolling hills and dense foliage of this land here. A bit of like a weird like mist that kind of just floats over all of it here. They kind of just like adds on to this echoing noises that you hear off in the distance. It's kind of like a off in the distance.
So at this point, with me with the map, I would know we were at the Troll Calls.
Yeah, you guys would know you're at the Troll Claws. So it takes you guys about halfway through the day as you come up to a very wide road that the whole group, I can say, easily would know that this has been well traversed.
Okay. So at this point, I would tell the group, okay, we have to go north from this point on, following the road.
Let's do it.
So I guess, yeah, Chris, we're gonna track up to. We'll follow the road to this intersection right here.
Go ahead and roll me a d6. As you guys
4.
4? Okay. You guys start to make your way northward over the next 4 days. Okay. On the fourth day, as you guys come up to getting up towards this this intersection of the roads here, of the causeways, there's an oddity that occurs on the road. Is like, as you guys are walking, I'll say, as you're walking, you start to notice these odd colored mushrooms of decent size kind of populating throughout the fields on either side, as well as in the middle of the road itself. These large bulbous purple mushrooms, about yay big in size, and like the canopy top of it kind of like comes down and droops a little bit, almost like scraping the ground on some of them that are these enormous size. But as you guys start to make your way farther and farther northward, it comes to a point where off in the distance you can see it's just a field of these mushrooms. The road itself is completely not visible anymore as you're looking forward north.
Can I?
Would I recognize him?
Are you proficient with nature?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and roll for nature.
I'm a druid.
You are the druid.
I'm a druid. At 20?
And that 20.
Yeah, plus 6.
Okay. So, Soraya, as you make your way closer to one of these mushrooms there, you get a little bit close, but with a nat 20, you're able to notice, like, underneath the bell of it, the like little canopy, you can notice like some little black spores coming out of it that you immediately pull your clothes over your mouth and dart back as you hear the mushroom kind of just give out like a moan as a puff of black spores come out of it. But with the nat 20, I'll say you're quick enough to bounce back enough as you are able to recognize that these are an odd mushroom, that they are deadly poisonous.
Oh, they're depressed mushrooms.
And deadly
So
poisonous with a
sad.
nat 20. These are, I'll say you'll know that much with them. But as you
Do
see,
I
you
know-
see a whole field of them.
Do I know what sets off the spores? Or is it just like a... Like, is it if you get near them? Or is it that they just randomly do it? Or is it like if you touch them?
I'll say with a 20, you'll know that these are kind of like you get close enough to them and they react to like the pressures that they feel in the ground from like the trembles and that.
Oh my god, they're sensitive. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna tell the group exactly. Like, don't go near them. They're poisonous. They're bad. You breathe them, you die. Like, there's just no getting around it. Just don't do it.
All right. Okay.
How flammable are they?
Would I know how flammable they are?
That no more than a normal mushroom, supposedly.
Do you really think that that's a smart idea, considering that they excrete a porous substance that you breathe in that can kill you?
Okay, so is it only breath, or is it like we can touch them?
Can we touch them?
You try to touch them?
Would I know that if you touch it, something happens?
I'll say with the nat 20, you know that the spore itself is the main thing, but due to how close you have to get to them, the spores go off.
If you touch it, it'll come.
And this is going all across the road, left and right.
You can't even
And through
see
the
the
field.
road. As you guys have been making your way northward, at one point the road is up ahead. You kind of like climb up to a crest of it a little bit of the road. The road is gone. There's just miles and miles going east, west, north of these mushrooms. Occasionally hear just maybe hear like a squeal of some sort of small rodent that's inside.
Hmm.
So sad.
It's like, "Eek."
So our only choice is left or right until we can get around these things. And seeing how the troll hills are to our left,
Maybe go like far right and make our way northward.
Wait a minute. Buff, don't you have a gas mask on?
I do. The you know what, guys? Puff makes his way and he starts walking 5 feet into the mushroom.
Into the mushroom.
Into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
The thick of it.
Oh.
Okay.
They're not edible mushrooms, are they?
they just said they're highly deadly.
Just the spores, though.
Right, right.
Puff.
Yes.
Your mask that you wear, since you made an oddity with it, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage. Since you have your
Can
fun
I-
little mask.
Can I give him guidance before he goes?
Nope.
I have a base constitution of 16. I know, it's gonna be great.
Advantage, roll twice, take the higher of both numbers.
Okay. 14, 17. Decent?
17?
Yeah, 1-7. No, 7.
As you make your way out, there's one mushroom kind of goes, puff of s'mores come out of it. So you keep walking. Some more of the mushrooms give out spores. till like there's this odd kind of like speckled cloud of spores that kind of encompasses the area that Puff makes as you walk out 5 feet into the field of mushrooms.
They see me?
They can still see you. It's like speckled. Like it's like you can definitely tell that there's like spores in the air around you, but it's not like fog cloud where you're obscured.
Mm-hmm.
But your party can still see you.
And I'm not taking any damage.
Currently.
Okay, well, I can make it through. Bye, guys.
Puff continues on into the field. No.
No, I mean, what's there to do? Like, should we walk around the road? Try to see how far it is?
Yeah, we can go due east and see if we can find a way around the mushrooms.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we can completely napalm this bitch and, like, just light it on fire. We could always do that, but that's going to attract a lot of attention, I feel like.
Yeah.
Do you want to attract attention,
It
Paul?
might kick up a lot of spores into the air, too.
Yeah, I think the best option for us is just to go due
I feel-
east and then traverse north once we get the chance.
I feel like the fire would be able to start killing off the spores too, right?
Yeah, but kind of like Soraya was saying, like, these things respond to, like, pressure, so if any mushrooms that aren't in, like, the direct vicinity of the fire get hit with any of that, like, pressure,
It's just all good. Could have come up.
and it could just, like, set off, like, a
Chain reaction.
chain reaction.
We could always run back for a little bit and try to find a different way across. I mean,
Well,
how
that's
else
what
are we
I'm
going to get across? Yeah.
If we go due east, we can just walk towards the thing, and once we find a way over, we should be either below the Whispering Temple or near the Serpent Hills.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah, let's end it.
Yeah, so I guess what we'll do is we'll travel due east.
All right. So the group makes its way eastward now, over the next 3 days, as you guys kind of try to avoid getting too close to the mushrooms and kind of finagle your way across the land there. As you get to the beginnings of a swamp, you can tell that the mushrooms start to become less dense at one point, but there's like an odd beginnings of a swamp happening as like the bit of the land gets more like squishy underneath your feet.
Like a marshland, basically.
Not,
like a
not
marsh?
marsh just yet, but kind of like if you go into like the woods after like a torrential downpour, and it's like you're like having to pick your feet up to walk through.
Okay, but in this entire time that we're going, are they not dense enough to where we can cross, or it's still pretty dense enough?
On the third day, as you guys get where you're at on the map here, there's not many of them populated. There's a little pocket here, a little pocket there of them, but they're not dense enough that you can't make your way.
Okay, so then at this point, when I see that, I can say we are no the Whispering Temple is about northeast from where we're at, slight northeast. If we go up, we should be able to hit it. We just have to traverse this very, very carefully. Keep eye on any pockets. Make sure to look down, not to step on any of these mushrooms or spores.
There we go. Would I be able to maybe, since I'm wearing a gas mask and I can safely deal with these spores a little bit better than the rest of the crew, could I potentially grab one of these mushrooms and take some of the spores and essentially try to make it into a poison, maybe coat some armaments with it? Because whatever damage this does, it gives that fungi damage, pretty unique.
Do you have a way to
I'm proficient
capture
in
the
medicine.
spores in something?
Ooh. I'll need a sack or something like that. Yeah, you're right. You're smart, man. I forgot my Tupperware back on the boat, unfortunately.
Darn.
Damn,
No.
you guys over here
You
now.
should
on
always bring
Palmer.
Tupperware with you. Everywhere you go,
Got
always bring Tupperware.
Rubbermaid.
I got pirates.
Pyrex, yeah.
I got pirates armor.
Okay. All right. So nothing there. I wouldn't be able to maybe.
They're covered. No content.
I'll say you can definitely pick up the mushroom, but if you're trying to capture the spores, you'd need something to put the spores in.
Understood.
But you can, you could definitely pick up a mushroom. Or however many you're trying to get. There's like little pockets of them everywhere at this point. Like little bushels, I guess is what they would be called, I assume. Like a little bushel here, maybe like 4 or 5, another bushel here, maybe like 6.
When I pick, if I pick one up, it's connected from the ground. Like it's not going to pop immediately, right? Like it's just.
So as you go to approach a couple of the mushrooms, they're trying to figure out what to do here with these spores that you're trying to collect. As you come up to them, you get like a couple feet from them, like 2-3 feet, as like they kind of go.
I mean, I pick up the one that just puffed.
Pick it up, bit of the roots and that hanging out from underneath the little guy. They're not. I'll say as you pick it up, they're not really deep in there. It's pretty easy just to pull one out.
Okay.
A couple more of them as you reach down, pick up it. They're near it in the bush. Will go.
While I pick it up real quick, I'm going to use my dagger. Get real close up to the root. Just give it about like a little bit from the stem. Separate it from there. And you're coming home with me, bud.
You're cutting the roots off?
What?
You're cutting the roots off?
Like off the mushroom, yeah.
Okay. Slice.
Yeah.
Have a mushroom.
Slice. I have mushroom. I have a potential poisonous mushroom, whatever this does.
Okay, so where we're should we go to the Whispering Temple first, or should we make a stop at Dragon Spear and maybe they might have some stuff that can traverse this swamp a little bit better?
You know what? That might not be a bad idea. I mean, they're right here, so I'd imagine they're good at they found ways of traversing the swamp better.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Like an igloo village would have snowshoes.
Yep. Twins, what do y'all think? Can't hear y'all.
A stoic nod from Walter.
Okay.
Got it. Okay, so Dragon Spear it is.
Okay. So you guys
Very good.
go northward.
Slight northwest.
Okay. Say it takes you guys another 3 days as you guys still like making your way around the mushrooms themselves. But over that course of time, so as you guys are making your way there on the second day, as you're traveling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D6 minus 1. Puff.
Yeah.
So you guys are traveling on the second day. At one point in the afternoon, as you look up, you see 2 figures high in the sky, circling above you.
Figures. Be honest, Doc. Are they pretty big figures? Can I assume, make an educated guess, they might be some fire-breathing little lizards? Well, not little at this point.
Roll me perception.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong if that was Charizard.
For a dragon, I rolled
not a
2.
dragon.
I have no perception right now. Like I just like
You look up. It's hard to make out. The sun's coming into your eyes there a little bit.
maybe I might take off my mask. Okay.
They
Cool.
continue circling above you.
Can one of you guys take a look up? I can't really see, but I think there's we got a situation.
I'll look up.
Same.
Okay.
Would my passive perception pass for this?
Are you guys trying to discern if they're dragons? I'm assuming at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me nature for anyone that's looking up at the figures above.
Have you ever seen Emperor's New Groove when they're on the log and Cusco's like, let me guess, there's a giant waterfall coming and we're about to fall to our peril? Can
Bring
I
it
just
on.
be looking down and can I just go, let me guess, there's dragons in the air?
You just hear
Alright,
Ogrim in the
yeah.
background. Bring it on.
Bring that.
Bring it on. I got a 17.
17?
15.
15? So between the two of you, as you both look up, both of you recognize that these are not dragons flying above the group, with a little bit of relaxation in the pit of your stomach, not knowing that these are fire-breathing lizards of death and destruction above you. But the two of you recognize them as another avian creature of loveliness. You recognize them as paratons.
Houston, what the fuck is a paraton? Is that like a peloton, like a flying what?
As you guys are looking up at them some more in the sky there, you can make out they're moderately sized, medium-sized birds. Antlers coming off their heads there with red and blackish blue feathers now that you can make out, with like a weird like headed shape, as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ironic. Puff. 23 to hit.
Oh.
What?
23 to hit.
It does hit. Can I react?
14 piercing damage. Carter.
He said no.
17 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That's... where is that? 10 piercing damage to you. As both of these birds just dive bomb out of there immediately and slash you both with their talons as they back up into the air another 30 feet with one fell swoop. The fun begins.
Oh my god.
Great, I got hit by a chicken hawk.
Basically, yeah. As these two birds come down, whoosh, swipe you both and fly back up into the air there. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Gonna fuck up that flying chicken.
I don't think you're gonna fuck up the flying chicken. Uh, 20 to 25. Ooh. What'd you guys get?
22.
22?
I got a 21.
20? What's your
21.
plus, Solaris, to your dex? That actually matters.
+1.
Go ahead and roll me another d20 real quick. No no pluses or anything, just a flat d20.
15.
Ooh, okay. Carter, you had a 20 what? 22? Okay. 21 Solaris. 15 to 20.
18.
18?
17.
Nice. You guys are like right next to each other. And then Puff.
12.
12. And then 12 for Puff. So top of the line is Carter. As these birds whoosh, fly back up into the air, a couple just rah, as they fly by.
And you said 30 feet?
30 feet back up into the air.
Yeah, I'll pop one.
Okay. Go ahead and rolls to hit.
17.
17. A 17 will hit. Rolls the damage.
Oh no, roll the d6 when it's a d.
That's Lars, you're on deck, just so you know.
14.
14 total. Very nice. As you crack, give out a shot, you can see your bullet there go whizzing through the air and smack the Paraton as it goes to fly away there. But it is still flying in the air. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. Solaris, your go.
I'm just gonna make sure that BP and Bacon Bits are next to me. Bacon Bits on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're only 30 feet in the air from you.
I'm good.
Okay. Next up is the Paratons. Yeah, he's gonna come for you, Carter, because you shot him. He's gonna... Yep, he's gonna come back down there. As he's got his full 30 there, he'll be able to do his dive attack. So he's gonna roll to hit. That's going to be... What is that? 22 to hit?
Hits.
4, 6, 9, and then it's a dive. 5, 20 piercing damage. It comes down and slices you this time again. With its talons. Yeah, he's gonna, and then he's gonna continue flying back up his full 30 up into the air there again. That's the first Paraton. The second one... no one else has really done anything yet. So yeah, he's going to come for you as well, Carter. Because you've attacked his mate. That's going to be a 7 to hit, as the second one tries to follow down in the same path, trying to avoid its partner there. Isn't able to get its talons on you there as it flies back up 30 feet following its mate there. That will be the Paratons. Next up is Baranus.
Awesome. I'm going to hex the wisdom of the one that had attacked Carter first. The one that he shot.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit.
No, hex. Hex, I just...
Oh, I thought you said you were doing
Just-
something else. My bad.
Yeah, so I'm just going to hex his wisdom. And then... Here.
So you're hexing the first one wisdom.
Yes.
Okay. So he is hexed.
Are the where are the two pelotons?
Paratons. They're just 30 feet up in the air above your guys' group. They they dived down one time, swiped Puff and Carter, flew back up 30 feet, and then they came back down another time. And one was able to swipe Carter, but the other one missed as they flew back up into the air.
Okay, now are they? You know what? If I cast a spell that requires concentration, that would break the concentration of my previous spell.
Correct. Yep, you can't have
Okay.
concentration on two things at the same time. So
No
you'll
problem.
willingly drop the one to do the other then.
No big deal. That's okay. Then I will cast Toll the Dead on the one that I just hexed.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes. With disadvantage.
Ah. That's going to be a 6 with the disadvantage.
Oof.
And he's
Yeah,
already
no.
hurt, so you'll get the added damage buff.
So that's 2d12s. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 2d12. So that's 6. 6. So that's 16 damage
16 damage.
plus plus 1. What the heck was it? So that's 16 damage plus 1d6. That's 16. So that's 22 damage total.
22 damage. So as this bird goes to go fly up, going up to its 30 feet, as it comes flying back down and slaps down on the ground dead. Whether it died from your spell or from hitting the ground
Who knows?
is to be known.
Would I be able to amplify my Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet and have it, Actually, no. Never mind.
Okay. Anything else for you, Baranus?
I'm gonna pass my turn.
Alright. Soraya, it is your go as one of the Paratons comes falling to the ground and slaps into the dirt there. A loud, audible thud.
Is there any cover anywhere near us?
Not really here. You guys are kind of like in a weird part where you're close enough to the road. There was like a couple trees off in the distance. But not any like dive under like real cover.
How thick are the trees? If we run under them, would they see us kind of level?
There's like a cluster of trees farther up, about 60 feet away. So you could possibly hide underneath them.
So I'm going to prep my shillelagh. It's my bonus action. And I'm going to not yell, but like audibly say to the group, like, we need to take cover. And kind of like gesture toward cluster.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Infestation on the other flying peloton.
Infestation?
Yeah, so it's a con save.
Okay. This will be interesting. Yeah, it's a 5.
Cool. So he's gonna get a 2d6 poison damage and move 5 feet in a random direction. My roll.
Is it just a random direction in general?
No, it's roll a d4. So if you want to roll the d4, I'll roll the d6.
But he moves in a random direction.
Yeah, but it says roll. It says roll a d4 for the direction: 1 north, 2 south, 3 east, and 4. This movement does not provoke opportunity of attack if the direction roll is blocked or the target and the target doesn't move.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna roll d12 actually, because he's in the air. How much movement does he get? It's 5 feet that he moves?
5 feet. Yeah.
Okay. So he'll actually go 5 feet down, so now he's only 25 feet from you guys.
He gets 8 poison damage.
8 poison damage. As you smack this is your first time casting Infestation. Does it look like anything specific?
Flying roaches.
Ew, that's disgusting. So fly out.
It says mites, fleas, and other parasites, so like all of that intermixed, but
Mostly some big roaches flying out and attaching themselves to this Paraton as it shrieks out and just ah! Nice. Ah! Anything else for you, Soraya?
No.
Next, oop, he's Ogrim. Does he have anything he can do to get him? Oh, he does. He's got a boomerang. That's fun. All right. So he's gonna take the boomerang. Ooh. That is not going to hit. So as the boomerang goes, does it have a returning property to it? It does. Awesome. Cool. The boomerang comes back to him as he catches it. That's cool.
Imagine you just chucked the boomerang and lost.
I mean, technically that's what happens with javelins. You just throw the damn thing and it's gone. You gotta go retrieve it. Does he have anything else he can do? A light melee weapon. This is a ranged weapon, so it wouldn't work. That will be it then for Ogrim. He's kind of restricted there in what he can do. After Ogrim is Puff. 'Tis your go.
Cool. Yeah, it's French time. All right, listen. The one that attacked me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna murder him. Murder, unalive my bird, apparently.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to cease it from existing, some may say. With that being said, I can't really see them, so I take off my mask. And while doing so, I'm going to go ahead and use my poison breath damage. You said that they're up 30 feet in the sky, right?
He's only 25 feet now. Because of infestation bringing him down 5 feet closer.
Yeah. We're gonna add some pestilence to this infestation, you know.
Okay, so you're using your breath weapon?
I'm using my breath weapon, yes, sir.
Okay. I believe it's a dex save on my end.
The dex save DC 14.
DC 14.
Yes. You're taking 2d10 poison damage on a fail or half as much on a success.
So he failed. Horribly. He rolled a 2. He almost rolled a nat 1. On dex, it's a flying bird.
Oh, it's about to be some KFC when I'm done with it.
Dodo
Oh,
birds before they
Jesus.
lost their flight.
Legitimately. What you doing there, Puff?
I have to roll 2d10, just making sure I have the right die, and this is the right die. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, because it
Alrighty.
goes up at the level you're at. Oh Jesus.
That's a 9. That's a 9. I love this game. 18. Yes, just 18. I don't have any modifiers.
So Puff,
Yeah.
how you want to do this?
Ooh.
You took my paratons out pretty damn quick.
The poisons, it's just seeping into him, like coming in, you know, he's smelling it, and it's like his body's collapsing. He's slowly falling through the air as the roaches create a soft little pillow for him while his body turns into a carcass on the ground. And then I immediately cast bonfire because we're gonna cook this fucking bitch.
All right, his combat ends there. As Puff goes, bonfire. It's dead, so it fails. So it is now on fire.
Cheer, Leo. All I heard from Leo when he said that was just Bon K.
My poor birds.
You said doubt it.
As now as combat's ended, you guys can see that these are medium, pretty big-sized birds. Easily filling up a space of 5 feet almost in themselves. Pair of like antlers akin to like deer and that coming out of their heads. Weird kind of like bird-like, lizard-like faces. Still having a beak, but with rows of sharp teeth now that you can make them out. With lovely red and blackish blue feathers. Minus the one that Puff is currently cooking as it's sizzling on his bonfire.
Argrim's helping you with the split roast.
Yeah, that's it.
Go ahead and roll me...
All I hear is Bakak.
Go ahead and roll me survival. Yeah.
Whole new definition
Good
of
advantage because
KFC.
Ogrim's gonna help you since you mentioned him helping you there. See if you
That's a
can,
2.
see if you can cook this bird right.
I have advantage. Alright, that's an 11 plus 1. 12?
Oh, good enough. So you guys sit there. It takes you a couple minutes as the party's regaining themselves from this random attack in the open here. But you guys are able to kind of like pluck the feathers quick enough and start seeing some sizzling meat on your little bonfire there.
Nice.
Nice aroma of poultry kind of wafts around. As the group now sees Puff for the first time without his mask on.
Oh my god, there's a face under there.
Come to grip.
Joe, I'm from Texas. We don't use barbecue sauce.
You're not dry rub.
Not if anything, you would use barbecue sauce. Really?
No, Texas barbecue doesn't use sauce.
They use a rub. They like to rub it off.
It's dry rub.
It's nice,
Oh,
a nice dry rub.
I mean, you can't
Ask
add
Chris,
some
he
bleach or
tried it.
something like that to that? Bleach or some sauce? You can't add some sauce?
We usually just have it there for people. We don't like actually cook with it.
They'll sit in the back and just like laugh at anybody who uses the barbecue sauce. Just like a bunch of like yeehaw Snickers.
Yeah, it's that thing from what's his name from King of the Hill where he's like,
Yeah, you like that?
see these are
sweet ring,
steak.
do you?
See these are steaks, and we cook these steaks to medium rare. What happens if somebody wants them well done? We politely ask them to get up and leave.
Fucking A. All right, so do we want to still make our way towards Dragon Spear since we just dealt with 2 of those fucking things, or what?
Can I cut off the horns as trophies?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's taking a time there. You're able to salvage one of the horns completely there as you're cutting it off. You add
I'm almost
one
eight now.
Paraton horn to your inventory.
Yeah. You never know. People might want these.
Same with me with eyeballs. Just buy yourself a rocket ship with one of these.
Anything else the party would like to do from your spoils?
No, I'm good.
Soraya, Solaris?
No. No.
They're pretty big-sized birds. I'll say that. Like,
I'm the biggest bird.
So could I make like a badass like turkey leg from this?
I mean, yeah, Puff and Ogrim cooking one. A nice aroma kind of sizzling throughout the area.
Good.
If
Yeah.
Puff wants to hand over some of his. Nothing from you, sir, Solaris? Okay.
Does it look like a natural thing? Is it
Yeah.
supposed to look like that? Like, was it? Is
Go ahead and roll your nature.
Someone's child.
like, does it look like Frankenstein? Is what I'm asking.
Go ahead and roll nature.
Rolling the octopus.
Looks
Oh,
like a dinosaur
what-
rib.
It's 9 plus 6. What's
15.
that? That number.
9 plus 1 takes you down to 5. 15.
You're asking too much of me.
I'm asking you to do basic math on a Friday. How dare I?
I don't do regular math any other day of the week. So, like,
15
oh.
is well good enough. You would know that there's a lot of weird oddity creatures in the world. As your eyes kind of move slowly over to Puff as he's sitting there, a little bit of saliva coming out of his mouth as he's staring at this poultry that he's about to devour.
That's weird.
This man drooling.
But you've seen some odd creatures in your time. This one
Big chicken.
might be a bit more of an oddity than you've ever seen, but
I'm good.
looks natural.
I'm good. I'm good. All right. Yeah. No.
Okay. So, chop it up a little bit. Take some with me. Got some chicken. Clean up bonfire because you know environmentalism and shit. And I'm ready to go.
Add a pound of cooked paraton meat to your inventory.
Peloton.
Peloton.
Yeah, I put it under as Peloton horn on mine as well.
Periton.
Parry the
Very
button.
time.
Hey, Perry the platypus.
Perry
as
the
you go-
platypus.
Ow.
Go.
Harry the platypus.
Perry the platypus. Now I get DMCA because of that. So party continues northward. I'll say takes you guys a bit more time, but as you end your second day, you do find a spot where there's no more of these mushrooms blocking the way going up northward now.
So with all this time, we did get rest, right? So we can.
Yeah, as you guys end your days, taking rest.
Okay. So I can make sure to write that shit.
Yeah. So you guys go northward somewhere?
Yes.
So you wake up.
Assuming Dragon Spear is a town.
I mean, I hope so.
Who knows anymore?
I don't know at this point.
Will you look to,
I know. I see. Mittens, get the fuck down. 1 second, Dungeon Master.
look?
So you guys make your third day towards Dragon Spear now. I'm assuming Carter, you're leading the group.
Yes.
Is there anything anyone would like to do waking up this third day?
Would I be able to take a gander to the far, to like the, it's still kind of like northeast area where the high moors are, and see if I can like pick out any like standing structures or anything like that?
As you look off toward the high moor, you can see this mass of trees. Even in the distance you are, you can tell that there's decent amount of water there, but you can see no structures of any sort in the distance breaking the tree line.
Sorry, that was just.
So where are we in the town already?
As your guys are waking up on your third day,
Okay.
getting ready to make your way northward towards Dragonspear.
Yeah, I'm gonna be ready. Be like, get to go.
So you guys continue on. Takes about midday to get there from where you guys are at. But as you guys approach,
Before we get there, I'm gonna take a look to see if anything's glowing on my ebony.
nope.
Gotcha.
But as you guys continue northward here, you see not too far off in the distance this huge castle, almost reminiscent of like the cities of like El Terrell and Baldur's Gate and that in size. But as you guys get closer and closer, you can tell this castle is in ruin. You can see giant towers that have toppled, huge openings in the wall itself.
Can we take a look around in the castle, see if there's any goodies left behind or not taken?
Yeah. So you guys continue on, passing through this giant hole in the wall, big enough for the monstrosity of a dragon that you had seen enter through when you guys were at Greenus. That blue dragon could easily make its way through this hole in the wall. As you guys clamber over the rubble and that, coming up, you can even make out more buildings of various styles and shapes and sizes and that. Plants have started to take over the courtyard here itself. As you can see, the castle itself is dilapidated.
What a word.
Dilapidated. Good word.
So there would be no treasury in here, because obviously they got attacked. I mean, you never know. There may be things here that they didn't get. If they passed away, for the greater good, we should take. If they have anything, it could help us out.
All right. So from
And I know y'all like money.
Well, I'm flush, baby. Money. I'm flush with gems and closer to Christ than I've ever been. All right. Can I like look kind of like just do like a kind of like scan of where we are and see like if there's anything that kind of like stands out? Any like maybe like basements or something like that?
As you're looking around, it's dilapidated buildings for as far as you can see in this courtyard. There's like 7 main towers here. Most of them have fallen into disarray in some degree or another. The main castle itself, though still standing, there's ramparts that have vines that have easily taken over whole walls at this point.
Oh.
The cobblestone that had once been kind of the main part of the walkways here in town is overgrown with grass and things of that nature. Some more mushrooms kind of sticking out from underneath a couple spots. These ones not of an odd color or anything. They don't go, oh, as you walk by.
Thank God.
We still haven't healed from the last
We have
battle, right?
We
had.
slept.
Yep, every time you take a long rest, you'll gain your health.
Well, I'm gonna go into the main castle.
All right. In the interest of making sure we don't die, I'll follow him.
Twins and Puff, are you following into the castle itself? As Carter and Baranus make their way in?
Yeah, I'll go in there.
Going in?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yes, I go with my brother.
It's changed.
Oh god.
I always
Where's the
have
health
fun.
bar?
There's no health bar. So you guys come in to hear the chittering of rats and bats as you come in, crumpling of rubble underneath your guys' padded feet, or just your feet, its shoes and that, as you guys enter in here. Ogrim comes up to the door and goes, I'll just stand guard here. As he plops down on the guard, pulls out some jerky and periton meat and starts to make himself a little snack. So
And I can see everything, right? There's light in here.
It's dim, but with it being midday, the sun's at just the right positioning that, like, though there are spots that you cannot see, a decent amount of it's lit.
Are there any like tapestries, anything like that would show anything?
Roll me perception.
$24.
So you're looking around. As you look up, you see this vaulted ceiling about 30 feet up into the building itself. There's a couple marble statues throughout the area, as well as you're walking around, of humans wielding swords and shields. The shields themselves having like dragons inlaid upon them, kind of like circling into like the middle of it, to the point where there's a nice little like iron center point there. Their swords themselves also kind of have like ornate kind of like dragon pommels and hilts on them as well too. There's 4 of these statues scattered across this area. As you guys are looking around, most of the area here is pretty well overrun by foliage, whether it be a couple trees that have taken over a part of the wall, some of the grass and vines that you had seen outside making their way now into the castle itself. But you do see a couple tapestries and other like decorative means on the walls and that. It's hard to make out what they would have been depicting at one point or another, as they've yellowed and decayed and have kind of like frayed to the point where like anything that was on them is almost indescribable.
And from where we're at, can we see any passageways, things like that, leading into other parts, or is everything pretty much just, we're in the main part of it, everything's like destroyed around it?
There's one main staircase that leads up to like a balcony in a sense, one going to the left, one going to the right there, as well as tucked away in one corner of the room by that stairwell is a door that kind of leads down more, as it's kind of like slanted a little bit. You can make out that there's something like some sort of passage beyond with a bit of light that goes in. You can see it kind of like a bit of a ceiling going slanting down.
Yeah, okay. So do y'all want to go up or down?
Like,
Up, down, up, down.
So you want to, so 2 for up,
I'll say
2 for down?
Up.
3 for
All right. Yep, 3 up.
So you guys transcend the stairs, path to the left, path to the right, one door at either end.
Which way y'all thinking?
Both doors within sight.
Yep. It's a sizable room, but you're able to still see everything pretty well here. It's just like a 30 by 60 room.
All right, so we can split up, cover more ground.
Yeah, I like that.
We think it's smart to split up.
Just don't do dumb shit. Don't touch something you're not supposed to.
Is there anything around me that I can touch?
Not too far down, near like the bottoms and tops of the stairs there, easily within like a quick sprint. There's kind of like little gargoyles that are sitting on the pedestals there. There's also like the 4 statues with the like dragon swords and shields that were kind of like almost at one point you could assume might have been like a pathway markers.
I would like to run up with BP and BB to the gargoyles, and I want to surround the gargoyles and just stare at Puff, and I want to instruct BP and Bacon Bits to all do the same thing with me, and we're going to go like this. Touch it.
Oh, don't touch.
So you all 3 of
Touch
you
butt.
touch it. It starts to move a little bit. And similar to that of like a cat pushing a glass of milk or water, it slowly tips and falls down and crashes onto the floor below with this horrid, booming, echoing crash sound that rumbles for a moment, and an awkward silence takes hold in the whole castle.
I want to knock over the other one.
Walk over.
Those are surprisingly like gargoyles.
Boom! Another echoing crash.
That's all.
A couple more bats fly off from the 2 sounds. So you see them exit out of the main part of this castle here and out of sight. But other than that, is pure silence here in Dragon Spear.
All right, let's open the door to the left.
I will follow.
Well, so Puff and Baranus are going to the left.
I guess I'm going right.
Okay.
I'll follow Carter.
Carter. Soraya.
I'll go with my brother.
Okay. 2, 3. Even. Okay. We get to see what the twins and Carter see first. Cool. As you guys make your way to the right there, coming up to this heavy, sizable wood door, this oak door here. Similar designs to that of the statues, the marble statues you'd seen kind of in the main area here, with a little bit of like entracing of like dragons in the metal work there. Not so much like embossed onto it, but like the dragon, like the metal work itself is to look like a dragon's kind of like going down it. As you look down, you see like the maw of a dragon with like a little like ring in its mouth that you could pull the door open with towards you guys. As you guys Puff and Carter, or Puff and Brandis, as you guys go to your other door on the other side, similar setup as well too.
Pull it open.
Do. Go into this next room here. As you guys enter in, it's bit more dim in here, but you're still able to see decently well. There are a bit more spots here that are shadowed to those that don't have dark vision, that you can't make out anything in there, but those with dark vision, I'll say that you guys can make out that you're in some form of a library. Books everywhere. As a smell of old paper rushes over you guys here. As you look around, you can see piles and piles of books that have, some still kind of like stacked nicely. Others you can tell, have fallen from where they originally sat on bookcases and shelves. As they lay in dilapidated piles, pages have kind of like strewn themselves off from their fall onto the ground there. As you come into this sizable room, it's not as big as the antechamber you guys had originally entered into. It's just a mere 20 by 20 size room. You can easily kind of make out most of the room here, having another vaulted ceiling that goes up 20, 30 feet up into the castle here. Who has dark vision in this group? Just Solaris? Out of the three of you? Oh, well then. Solaris, I'll say that you can make off in the distance in one corner. There's a stairwell that kind of like a cylinder one that goes up into the ceiling itself that you can make out, kind of like cut out of the wall itself.
I'm gonna tell Carter. There's a stairway down there. Spirally goes up. What do you think? Should we go up it?
Is it in good condition? I trust your judgment on this one.
Nowhere to go but up, right?
Team at 4. Well, I guess we'll go upwards. Do you want to lead, seeing how you can see it better than I can?
Yeah, I'll go up first.
With Solaris leading the way, the party slowly makes their way up. Solaris, you occasionally have to look back and instruct them, don't step on this. As you put your foot down occasionally and feel it kind of start to kind of give way a little bit, but you're able to make your way up. The stairs themselves, moderate condition compared to some of the castle itself there. As a bit of time goes by as you make up towards another door. This one not as heavy as the one that had led you into the main library here. This one also not inlaid with many figures of dragons on it. More of a almost like a cupboard, almost in a sense, would have been used for this door. But it's at the top of the stairs.
Do I say that again?
So not like an heavily ornate door, almost out of sight, out of mind, kind of like a door in your home that would be for your cupboard, or you'd maybe throw brooms and mops and things, where it's not really heavily ornate or anything, doesn't have any nice designs, very simple compared to the rest of the castle that you thus far been in, where though it's in decay and ruin, you can still make out some of the ornate details of them.
Okay, yeah, I guess I would go through that door. Or is it just a little empty room?
Well, Solaris is currently kind of in the
Go
way.
through the door.
Go through the door?
Yeah.
Okay. As you enter in this room, this room is heavily lit. A window on one wall to your left as you come through has been broken by some way. Glass not shattered all over the floor here, but it looks like had been shattered out, as there's wood laying out the window there. Desk on the far wall from you guys as you enter in, with a chair and a small pile of books and some papers and that are placed across, to kind of scattered across. Even in this light, I'll say, Solaris, you can make out that these pages have yellowed over the time that they've been sitting here. And then onto the right wall, there being a large cabinet here, similar to the door, not being heavily ornate or anything, a simple wooden one, with a little bit of you can tell had been stained or painted at some point, as a bit of it's chipping and peeled off now.
There's no one in here, right?
As you look around, you see no one but yourself and your party behind you.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say, well, Carter, seems like your princess is in another castle.
You didn't. I can't escape this. I can't escape this song. You got me good with that one. I'll give you that one. Anything else you guys like
on a desk?
Pardon?
You said there were pages on a desk?
Yep, a small pile of books, about 3 books, and some papers that have yellowed over time. Even from the door, you can tell that these are very yellowed.
So you said that it's like bright, but it's not like hella bright, right?
Right. It's moderate light in here. No different than if like you open the window to your room. Like you can see pretty well in here with it being midday.
I'm gonna light up BP's torch that he has on his forehead.
Yeah.
To where everyone can see the room. And
Heavily
then I'm
illuminated.
gonna go check out those papers.
Okay. The papers themselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the books.
Oh, and the books. Okay, cool. As you pick up the papers, what languages do you know?
I know Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Primordial.
Okay. As you're looking over these papers, it's hard to make them out as they're quite yellowed, and you can tell easily without having to look too hard at them that these have been sitting here for some time, unbeknownst to you how long. But the text that you can make out, it's in some sort of writing that you don't recognize easily, that in a way that you can decipher it, unfortunately.
Could I go up and check?
Yeah, can I call them over?
Yeah, definitely. What languages do you
Like,
guys
can you
know?
guys look at this?
I know Abyssal, Common, Draconic, and Infernal.
Same to you as well? Nothing you can make out on them?
Deep speech, druidic, elvish, and primordial.
And same to you as well, Soraya.
Can I, like, take them with me?
You take about 35 pages of some text. As you go to look at the books now, Solaris there, you can tell that 2 of the books are written in a similar text there. The one book, though, is written in Common.
What does it say?
As you turn over the spine of it, you kind of brush it off a little bit. You can see it's say a tale of the Second Dragon Spear War.
I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that book.
Very well.
Because I have a feeling we might be able to uncover something about the big bad that we're up against. Because maybe this isn't the first time that this has happened. So I'm just gonna say there's this dragon stuff about this book. With this book, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I grabbed some of the papers. We'll have to see if Baranus or Puff can read this. If this book is talking about dragons, then it's possible that maybe it's Draconic that is the language that's on these papers. So hopefully Puff can read it. Did you guys find anything? Anything interesting?
Nothing that
Can I
I can
look-
see.
Can I look around and see if I notice anything that maybe
I'll say that
I
as you
would
guys
recognize as interesting?
Yeah, as you guys enter the room, you would see like the window that's broken out with a bit of the wood coming up, pushing out towards the outside. The bed right there, where kind of like a beam that's laying out towards that window, going through it, is the desk that Solaris himself has approached. The other wall having a plain, possibly stained in a previous life cabinet there. But other than that, that is all that's in the room.
Can I approach the cabinet?
Mhm.
Is it locked? Does it look locked?
So you go up to it and you pull on, go to pull on the handles there. The doors go to pull out towards you.
What's in it?
So you open the box. It opens up and it's a mimic. No, I'm just joking.
Makes me
Jesus.
mimic lords.
As you open it up, a couple moths fly out towards you there. As you can
Pretty.
see the remains of some robes of sorts, bit tattered and mangled. As you see some
Oh,
of the
so-
moths
so-
flying off.
So my grandma's closet. Got it.
Yeah.
Do I recognize any specific features on the robes? Like, do they look like they're a part?
Roll me history or religion.
What am I good at?
Everything, KZ. Staying hydrated.
Not even. Follow front. 11 plus 3, 14.
How much?
14.
14. As you're sitting there, you
KZ,
can
you
make
okay there?
out a bit of on
Yep,
one
I'm
of the breasts of the robes there, and there you can make out a symbol in that that you recognize as the symbol of Tempest for those that follow him and his religion.
We met those people. Well, I met those people.
Did we meet him in anywhere?
You had met some Tempest followers in
Is that the ones that he got into an argument about?
Yeah.
That one time?
Yeah. In Eltura.
Okay, cool. Can I look through the books and see if there's anything that could have information in it on the mushrooms that we keep seeing?
In the what are you looking at?
Like in the cabinet or like just really anywhere?
As you go look around the cabinet a bit more, there's nothing more than these tattered robes with the what you can make out as the remains of the sigil of Tempest on it. But more some dead moss at the bottom of the cabinet as well too there. As you make your way around, you see that the bed itself is quite plain. Nothing too crazy on it. As you go to look at the table, you see Solaris putting the papers and books into his back there.
I'm good.
Now, what do y'all think? Should we head down? You already have the
Think
book,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll make our way down, see what the others found, and if anything, we'll take the passageway down, see if we can find anything of use down there.
I agree.
All right.
Yep.
As we'll cut to the other group as they go to approach their door. Seeing the other party open and enter into their room.
Someone open up. I'll open the door.
All right. So you open up this door here. Opening it up, you come into a sizable room. Not as big as this antechamber, this foyer of the castle that you've been in so far. This one being about like a 30 by 40 room here, with a long table that makes its way down the middle of the room here. One side near the middle of the room, there's this enormous fireplace that sits there. That as you look at this table here, you can make out a variety of placements that might have been made at one point or another, as you can see shattered and destroyed pottery and glassware, and that scattered throughout much of the table itself and some of it on the floor. Some of the table broken, it's down, as well as a couple chairs themselves you can see have been destroyed, just shambles even.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other doors aside from the one that we came in through?
Just the one.
That's the one that we came through. I guess I'll walk towards the fireplace. Are there any like skeletons or anything like that, like dead bodies?
No skeletons or dead bodies that you can see in here. As you're walking around, looking around, you can see that as you walk, a decent cloud of like dust gets kicked up as you walk around. Occasionally, you see like a rat scurry from underneath the table, squeaking its way as it kind of like scrambles its way through the wall itself. But as you come up to the fireplace there, some more decorative draconic designs on it, as on either side of it are two beefy dragons there, kind of like reared up, their chest exposed there and their wings kind of touching in the middle where the hearth of the fire would be there, and the other wings kind of just like arcing up a little bit into the sky above, into the space above them there. As you can see, some kind of like more ornate, kind of like scrawling on the floor itself there, kind of reminiscent of like grass and plains of that nature.
Can I? Do I recognize, like my following of like occultist style groups and esoteric religions? Would I be able to discern what these are ornate markings of?
Not ornate markings in any way towards like like the occult, like a collar or anything like that. More just decorative as you're looking them over. There's like the kind of like hatched ways that they kind of make a pattern of a sense of like grass and that.
And you said it's a fireplace, right?
Yep, very sizable fireplace.
Would I be able to kind of like reach my hand up into the fireplace and up and just kind of like feel around for anything?
So you feel around. You feel as you're going around, you feel cobwebs in that as you brush your hands over the sides of it. As at one point you make your way around, going to the back end, towards the front there, and you feel, just as you're about to get to the last corner, you feel your hand kind of tug on something.
Let me have it.
Grab it.
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Yep, I'm gonna pull it out.
Puff, you're alone.
Oh no.
Oh no!
As you look over to where Baranus was, as you're kind of like surveying the room yourself, Baranus is gone.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah.
As you hear Baranus' voice, though, go, "Where am I?" As he sees you looking around.
The hell are you?
Can I see Puff?
You can see Puff. You see him look around as you call out to him a little, as you like call out to him as you called him the first time, kind of looking around a little bit confused.
Puff, I'm right here. Like, I'm waving my hand right in front of you.
As you hear the voice coming from the fireplace.
I'm by the fireplace. I tugged on something. I felt around, and I found something, but there's nothing in my hand. But I felt something.
Where exactly were you?
And I was by the fireplace, right where I'm standing, bro. You really can't see me?
I'm walking towards the fireplace.
As you walk up towards the
my
fireplace. As you hear Brian say, "Ah, watch my foot!" As you see a bit of dust kind of kick up a little bit as he moves. But he himself is not there.
You're invisible.
Oh, shit.
I read about this.
What did you read? You care to elaborate? Because I don't know why I'm invisible.
Oh, just some folklore. It was about an orphan. Apparently, he had like a coat that made him invisible. Some weird school for like private magicians. Real weird shit.
Like an invisibility like cloak of some sort.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
exactly.
a family heirloom, is it not?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it has to do with family. Oh, his family was dead. Oh well.
Jesus Christ.
Can I like detect like see like what the fuck happened to me? Like, is this some sort of like work of magic? I feel.
Go ahead and roll me Arcana.
Thank God. Come on, baby.
Can I roll Arcana too?
18.
18?
14.
14. As you guys are feeling out with your arcane abilities, both of you are able to sense magic of some sort has been released here. I'll say as you look back to where you kind of touched there, Baranus, you can see just as it starts to kind of like pulse a little bit, you can see some sort of rune has been like traced inside of the fireplace there.
Mm-hmm.
A rune.
Can I see what that? Do I know what that rune is?
Go ahead and roll me Arcana. What languages do you know?
I can speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Giant.
Okay.
Oh, baby! That's going to be a nat 20 plus 5.
Nat 20. Okay. I'll say that with your nat 20, you definitely sense that whatever happened to you, you can sense that it's kind of like the source of it is you feel like a bit more potence from that sigil, the rune that's etched inside of the fireplace there. Unfortunately, you don't know what it says.
Oh, man. Quite the pickle I've gotten myself in.
Yeah. Hey, at least on the bright side, you don't have to wear pants.
Sweet. Boom.
Yeah.
As you throw down your pants.
So,
Yep.
I really hope this invisibility spell goes off.
Do you walk away from your pants too?
No, I'm just like literally standing there. I'm like, nah, that's all right. It's back up.
See a bit more dust kick up.
I don't know, Puff. I mean, should I like try and? Now the rune itself is just carved into stone. You said.
Correct.
Did I try and like mess up the rune like with like my short sword and like try and like chisel it a bit, or
Why are you stabbing the back of the fireplace?
because there's this thing here that I really do feel like as this is the source of my my instantaneous invisibility. So I'm gonna
Is it
see if I can.
Fireplace actually lit?
No, it is not.
It's
No,
not that.
right?
It's not that lit. It's only kind of lit. It's more lit than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Puff, do you want to take a look at this rune and see what it perhaps may read?
The languages I know are Common, Draconic, and Goblin.
As you peek in, you see this pulsating kind of like purple sigil is a bit of your mat as it's called out to you. You can now see it sitting there kind of pulsating with the bit of the magic you had felt earlier. You have no idea what it says.
Fuck.
Try
Please.
touching the thing that you touched again.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
Touch the sigil
thing and
again.
touch my phone. Can you see me?
You see nothing. So the sigil still is kind of lit a little bit there.
Can I stab this shit with my sword and like try and chisel away the rock around the carved rune
Chisel around or through the sigil?
through the sigil?
As you start to chisel through the sigil a little bit there, as you break it open or break it apart there, Brannis is in front of you now. He's kind of like half in the fireplace there. As you still hear him
There we
inside
go.
chiseling away at the sigil.
I feel like we've really grown closer. You've seen right through me.
Now that I noticed Baranus, can I check around the room to see if there's anything now visible?
Do you look around? There's nothing else.
Okay, so the sigil only affected you when you touch something. You gotta be careful around this mansion.
You did say not to touch anything, but
Yeah, I wonder why I said that.
it only made me invisible.
That is true.
I feel like out of the things that can happen, not so bad. I did fall into a pit one time and impaled myself.
It's not gonna summon the 69 tentacle monster in the basement, so.
I wish. What?
Alrighty, let's get out of this room. But
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think there's anything
yeah,
going on in here.
So you guys finish your tomfoolery in this giant dining room of a sense, and go back out. A minute or two goes by as you hear, before you see them exit out of their room, the remainder of your party.
So did you guys find anything interesting?
Hey, Puff.
yeah.
Come over here. Come over here.
Come over here.
What? Oh, what you got?
You
What
in
you
trouble
got?
now.
You got some Zaza? What's up? What's up?
I'm gonna take out the papers. Could you? What did he say? Can you read this?
Oh, words. Can I read it, DM? Is it draconic?
It's not draconic.
Is it common?
It's not common.
And it's not goblin.
And it's definitely not goblin.
Would I be able to pull
Okay,
out
I'm gonna-
my blueprint for the dragon lance and see if the letters match up at all?
It's up to you.
Would I be able
hand
to?
the papers to Baranus because I think he knows one or two languages that Puff does not.
I know celestial,
Can I
common,
sync this?
draconic, elvish, and giants.
Is it giant?
So you lay out your blueprints of this lance towards the papers that Solaris brought down. Not all the text matches. There's a couple ones that are pretty close. So there's a little bit of different flair to the ones that are on your blueprint compared to the papers that Solaris has. But some of it matches. Some of it's not. Some of it's a little bit more floral in a sense, but the ones that match a bit more have kind of like more of like a strict boldness to them.
Mm-hmm. Would I be able to recall when I was speaking to the tiefling back in Baldur's Gate who was explaining that of the dragon lance to me and about what the language was that was written here on my dragon lance blueprint?
Roll me history.
16.
16. As you try to recall back, the individual hadn't really told you specifically the languages used on it itself, but he himself was able to discern what it was pretty quickly.
It's definitely. I mean, from what I see here, from what was explained to me, I don't know exactly what it is, but it is a obscure form of text.
Bless you.
It's definitely like an obscure, very not widely known form of text. From what I've gathered, is the dragon lance was created by ancient elves. I have that written in my little note thing. So perhaps it's like a very like ancient form of elvish of some sort, or a certain derivative of it.
Well, I know Elvish. And Celestial. So, and it doesn't look anything like those.
But it might be like an ancient, like pre, like just like how some languages like have like pre-industrial, like more religious styles of text that differ from like what's like currently spoken. That's what I'm thinking it could possibly be, but I can't decipher it myself. We might need to seek out like a scholar of some sort. So do we want to like? So I guess we didn't really find a crazy amount of stuff up here. Do we want to try heading down the other way?
Yeah, let's see what we got there, and then we'll head out towards the temple.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So you guys...
I am going to light a torch before we go down there, because I know we're going downwards.
You light a torch there, Carter, and open this door. Not too many stairs as you guys make your way down. Just a small couple, like one flight of stairs. As you come down into this cellar basement area of it. Several rooms with their doors also kind of like shattered in that are here. Some of the doors are still closed themselves as you guys enter into here, but the room going off about 40 feet out, still decently illuminated within the first 20 feet, but a little harder for those without dark vision. But those with dark vision, you can make out that, unlike the main floor of Dragon Spear here, something is on the other side. something is on the wall. Some sort of engravement that you can make out with like the bit of tones of gray in that you can see.
Can we walk to it? So does my can I walk in that direction?
The people with dark vision would be able to see it. You would not be able to see what's on the far wall.
Can I see? Does it look like anything like I would recognize from like that's like a religious? It's like a religious thing, or like maybe like a house sigil.
You have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you're able to see it, it's kind of hard to make out anything, but as you make your way past a couple rooms there towards this far side of this chamber here, you come up to it and you see depictions of men, elves, and dwarves, all kind of gathered in this mass, like mob of a sense here. As you're looking at it, and your eyes kind of are adjusting as a bit of the light catches there as Carter moves around. You can see some of these, a decent amount of these individuals are all kind of like depicted in similar garb of like helm and armor of sorts. Some of them are a little bit more elegantly depicted here, but you can see all of them are gathered around like a sole individual here, wearing gold and platinum armor of a sense. In this like first panel of it.
It looks like some sort of like army of like nations like coming together for something. I mean, they all seem dressed in the same similar garb. So perhaps they were like united towards like a single purpose. And
you said there's more panels, right?
As you make your way into the next panel there, Brianus?
Yeah.
As you make your way onto the next panel, you kind of like yell back to the rest of the party that's at the other end there. Those with dark vision, you can kind of make out a little bit of more of it now as it's been called out to you. You can be like, oh yeah, I can kind of see there's some individuals there from the far side of this room here. As you move on to the second panel here, you can see more some of the more individuals here. These ones not in the same garb as the first panel. These ones though, kind of more like subdued browns and blacks of a sense that you can make out here. A bit of a light that's catching as the party's at the other end. There's a bit of light catches. You can see a massive forge here with rows and rows and rows of anvils, and you can see on like kind of like bordering it piles of gems and treasures in that kind of have been gathered amongst these 20 or so individuals here. As you can see, some of them with hammers, some with giant tongs in their hands, others kind of like more closer, kind of surrounding this furnace that's depicted in the middle of it. I'll say that even if how the rest of the castle has been kind of decrepit, you can tell that this main furnace, the colors of the hearth in it are still decently bright compared to like a lot of the like the marble statues and things and other aspects of the castle you've seen. I'll say at this point you've noticed that the tapestry of a sense, this panel that you're looking at that's engraved into the wall has kept its color pretty well over time.
Would I be able to like push on the panel?
Do you push on the panel? Does not give.
Okay.
Solid wall.
Okay. All right. Are there other like other panels that show any more depictions of anything, or was that it?
Yeah. As you kind of keep making your way down the wall there, you come up to a couple more panels there. One depicting the same individuals in the second panel walking up to the individual in gold and platinum armor, and you immediately recognize it as being held by several of them is a giant lance with the pommel of a dragon.
Ooh, I think this is where I can make my my dragon lance weapon. It's pretty insane.
As you get a little excited and move on to the next one, you see this individual below them on the ground, the kind of like stretched out on this panel here. You can see this individual in the air riding upon a gold dragon with silver and bronze and copper dragons in the air. I'll say that as you're standing, you can tell like the dragons themselves are made of the actual precious metals themselves. There's a kind of glisten a little bit in the light as you're standing there, but you can see in the same mass of an army of a sense underneath him, underneath this individual as they go forth towards blue, black, red, green, and white dragons that are flying in the air. Themselves having their own riders upon them, and a massive force of draconic-looking figures beneath them on the ground. And as you can make out, kind of in the upper corners of them, one dragon in the left corner where the individual that had the lance is. This dragon, as you look at it, it's like a platinum color with blue eyes. And as you look off to the opposite top right corner, you can see another dragon with 5 heads kind of like posted up in the corner there of red, black, green, blue, and white there. Almost as if they're watching the battle beneath them.
So I'm thinking this might be this big bad dragon that we're kind of doing with. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, no, that's Tiamat. Yep.
Oh, you know. Okay, all right. So this is bad. But I'm starting to think that this scroll that I have here, it's a blueprint for this what looks like to be a lance fit to kill a dragon lance, one might say. I think this is the forge that's like depicted right here. I think this is the forge that I was told to seek out to forge this weapon. And it's the only forge out there that is odd enough and capable of producing a weapon such as this. Is the forge like? Does it look like the forge is in a castle or anything like that, or is it just like?
As you make your way back to the second panel there, you don't see anything that really describes an area that it is in. You just see like this massive furnace that's been constructed in the middle of this group here. As you're like looking back and you're telling the party itself, you can see that this area would be way too small for a furnace of that size depiction. As like you can see like it's several of these like icons of individuals of just the elves and humans that are there, not even counting the dwarves and their height. It's enormous compared to even the humans and elves.
It's Jumanji. All right. So I guess see what everybody else is doing, because I'm probably gonna want to check out. You said there's other rooms inside this room.
Yep. As you turn your attention back to the party, is there anything the rest of the group would like to do while he's looking at this panel at the other end? Occasionally, Bran is shouting things back like, "The Dragon Lance!"
The Dragon Lance! Oh.
And describing it back to the rest of the group. There are 3 rooms on one side of this bigger room, and then 3 more rooms on the other side that you can tell, or doors of a sense.
And just by opening them, can we just see what's inside with my torch?
Yeah.
Like not going fully in.
Guys, make your way amongst all 3 rooms. Those that want to the right door, you see that the rooms here are very similar in a sense. Very mundane in their adornment, a bed, a desk, and a single cabinet. Some of them you see like the bed and some of the other furniture has been destroyed. Some of them it's still kind of standing or dilapidated in some way or another. Some of the rooms in still good condition.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything else in here. Do we want to make our way to the temple? And y'all ready to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we'll start heading our way out then.
Okay. So you guys exit from inside the castle of Dragonspear out into the brisk light of the afternoon. Ogrim sitting on the floor there right outside as you guys come out goes, "You find anything good?"
No,
Knowledge.
not really.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Nothing too crazy.
No cool weapons, I don't care. Let's go.
No armor.
I could use some. But as you guys continue onward, where would you like to go, party?
Like,
I'm gonna pull out the I'm gonna pull out the map.
Mhm.
Make sure we have an accurate description on where we're going. Well, I'll let the party know that we have to go northeast to the Whispering Temple.
Alright. Party begins its way northeast then, into the High Moor.
yes.
You guys spend not too long, about half, the remainder of the half of this day, making your way off out of the castle, down the hillsides and that towards the High Moor, coming up to it. As before you is this dense forest that you can hear, like the occasional chirping and crickets of that and other oddities that echo throughout the woods here.
Before we go in, do we want to make camp and rest for a bit before we go into this dense forest instead of I don't know if you guys want to go, be caught in here during the night.
Yeah, let's do
What
that.
time of day
Pick
is
up-
it?
Pretty late into the afternoon. As you had to spend a decent amount of the day in the afternoon getting down from the Dragonspear Castle and towards the High Moor itself. Coming off the main road, the tradeway at this point being what you're on now.
Are you guys down to bunk down and start fresh in the morning, or?
Yeah, might as well set camp now.
Yeah.
After we've all had our said and done, I'm going to ask Solaris for the book that he found, and I'm going to see if I can start reading it, see if it gives us any information.
Which book?
The one that he had in common.
Okay. Wait for Solaris to return to see if he wants to give you it. Is there anything else the rest of the party would like to do as you bed down for the night?
I'd like to do like a short rest and kind of be up for the rest of the night just to keep watch.
Okay.
I can take
Solar-
turns with him.
Solaris,
Yeah.
could I see that book that you found in common? Maybe I can
Yeah.
start reading it, see if it gives us any information. Thank you.
Take the book there from Solaris, holding in your hands as you look over at the spine. It says Tale of the Second Dragon Spear War. As you're flipping through it, do you spend a decent amount of time on it, or are you kind of just like flipping through as fast as you
No.
can?
Decent amount of time.
So you just sit down late into this afternoon, start reading through it. It tells you of a series of conflicts that took place a decent amount of time before the age that you guys are in. As you see the author going on to tell you of the year of the Wyvern, which you would be able to recall as the year 1363 DR. But as it goes on, tells you conflicts that of rampaging hordes of Dragonspear and several armies that had to unite in the castle's defense against hobgoblins and goblins and other monstrosities that concluded to conglomerate together and to take on this dwarven castle. The defenders of it were the combined forces of several of the Lords of Alliance powers, elves from the Misty Forest and the Laughing Howl, as well as dwarves of the Clan Stonehand and those of the Ilfarn. As the tale goes on, it tells you, as you're reading through, it tells you of the variety of the battles, some of the major battles that it brings out, being the Battle of the Way In, Battle of Daggerford, and the Battle of Dragonspear Castle. as the tale goes on and tells you some of the names of the commanders and things of that, telling you the strength of those that fought against the Lord's Alliance and that of the defenders, telling of numerous devils, ogres, bugbears, even a black dragon joining the forces of evil against the Lord's Alliance and the alliance of dwarfs, men, and elves there. But the battle ending with the defeat of the hordes of Dragonspear. Later, though, the castle being left and alone from these clutches. The castle had taken a decent toll from the fighting there.
Does it give any information on the forge or anything like that I can tell?
Nothing on a forge.
Does it say who the two parties were that were fighting?
The one was the Hordes of Dragonspear.
Okay.
I'll say that it takes you a couple hours as you're reading through this book, but enough that you're able to get it done before nightfall. Bedding down. The commanders of the Hordes of Dragonspear being Bazka, Verus, Vodka, and Vrog. And
those are the evil.
Yep, and those are the Hordes of Dragonspear. The book kind of distills them as the evil forces, the attackers. With them and their forces being numerous devils, ogres, bugbears, orcs, hobgoblins, goblins, kobolds even, and a single black dragon that joined their ranks to take on this war against the allied forces of dwarves, men, and elves underneath the Lord's Alliance. Them having several leaders amongst their group, but most of them being knights, elven soldiers, archers, dwarven infantry, human militiamen, things of that nature. Some of the names that kind of stick out more for the defenders being Doravin Redbeard, Frey Silverblade, Ombrick, Kor, Moonspinner, and Hammerbone.
Okay. And that's pretty much all of the book, or that's a decent amount of the way?
That'd be the book in its entirety, telling you of the conflict that occurred between these two factions, and pointing out those major battles. Mostly, it occurs infers to some other minor fights that occurred, but it focuses more on these three major battles between these forces.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let the party know that they are still awake of the two factions of the Hoard of the Dragonspear and the Lord's Alliance, letting them know of the conflicts between both sides. So, pretty much what I've gained from the book is that there was a war between the forces of good and the forces of evil. The Lord's Alliance were the ones fighting against the Hordes of Dragonspear under the alias of the Alliance of, what was it?
The Lord's Alliance being the
Lord's Alliance.
Dwarves, men, and elves.
So pretty much anyone that was on the side of good were different races of elven, dwarves, humans, things of that nature. And on the other side, we had creatures of the night. We had, said demons or devils?
Devils, specifically. Numerous devils.
Okay, so
ogres, bugbears, orcs, hobgoblins, goblins, a large horde of kobolds, and a single black dragon.
So it does mention devils, orcs, and things like that, but it does mention a single black dragon was on the side of evil.
Malistar Rex is the name of the dragon.
Okay, so book does describe Malistar Rex as the dragon's name.
Does it say how the dragon was defeated?
As far as I can see, it does not.
I wonder if that means that it might not have been.
All I know is that there was a conflict, and pretty much, Chris, that's it, right? It's just that the conflict happened. It doesn't have anything after the war.
Rex, you would see that he wasn't so much defeated, but was appeased by the Lord's Alliance, as they weren't this ancient beast, as the book calls it, this draconic serpent, being so much of power that it was able to wipe out a whole force of elven archers on its own, without any help from the remainder of the hordes of Dragonspear. The Lord's Alliance was able to barter a truce with it by giving it a weapon called the Dragonspear, and thus ending the conflict with it.
Okay, so apparently it wasn't defeated. Apparently it's super strong. It killed a bunch of elvish archers. Pretty much they made a deal with what your blueprint has, they gave to that dragon. And he was okay with that deal and stopped his fighting.
Interesting.
So he could still be alive. Granted, this took back in the Wyvern era.
The year of the Wyvern.
The year of the Wyvern. So pretty much
the party would know at large, for those that are... yeah, you guys would know that as basic knowledge, that being the year, including when this war happened, of 1363 DR.
So how many years would that have been our time, like, from...
You guys are 1492.
So over about 100 years ago.
How long do dragons live? Do we know?
Anyone want to roll a
Puff?
history check?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I guess.
History or nature, I'll allow.
I wouldn't know the answer to that.
Not so much.
Since I'm a dragon?
You be more dragon-born than dragon. There being a slight difference.
I got a 15.
15? Anyone else? What did you roll for? Nature or?
I know we're history.
History, okay. Nothing. 4?
Question, out of game. Can somebody write down this dragon's name? Because I'm not the world's greatest speller, and I don't have my pen and paper with me at the moment.
Yep, his name was Malistor Rex.
Malistor Rex.
You got a 14 though?
15.
Oh, 15. Okay. I'll say that you would know that creatures of size of a dragon can live a decent amount of time. Though whether it would be men, elves, dwarves being typically portrayed in tales that you would have heard as a young boy, and the party itself would have heard for the most part, whether it was told to them or they overheard growing up, of these ancient creatures, that if these main races weren't the reason why, or them fighting amongst themselves killed them off before reaching a pinnacle of like ancient dragon, that these creatures could live an untold amount of time, seeing whole kingdoms fall and rise in their reign to adolescence, let alone adulthood and beyond. Sometimes themselves being the cause of it.
So what I do remember is that it could still be alive. Granted, the dragon we saw doesn't look anything. Wouldn't be the same kind of dragon. The dragon we saw was blue. So we wouldn't look like the dragon we know. You said at the Whispering Temple, that's where we can get more knowledge on your Dragonlance. Granted, we do now know that there still may be a Dragonlance completed out there somewhere.
Dragon Spear.
Dragon Spear.
Different from a Dragonlance.
Okay, a dragon spear.
And not necessarily the Whispering Temple. I might be able to acquire knowledge or powers or aid from my deity to aid us on a quest. It's like part of my thing.
Well, there is someone I could ask, seeing how it specifically says devils. I could specifically maybe ask if any information from him. Granted, I don't know how much help he may be, but I might be able to gather more information about this war and the whereabouts of that spear. Awesome.
And at this point, I'll be bidding down.
I guess I'm gonna walk about 15 feet away from him.
All right.
And I'm gonna call up Mephisto.
So Baranus was going to sleep. I'll say this is about the time where most of the party would getting ready to bed down. Is everyone else bedding down, or is there anything else anyone else wants to do while Carter blatantly walks off saying he's going to go talk to someone?
Well, they know.
Yeah.
Baranus decided to open his mouth.
Oh, the old bastard, I said hi.
Twins?
Back up.
Leave Carter to his devils. Probably for the best. All right. So, Carter, as you walk up, and what do you do? How do you try to call up Mephisto?
Yeah, I'm going to hold the pistol. And pretty much, well, not hold it up, but you know how I usually grab the hilt.
Yeah, you're holding it by the butt there. So you see it kind of like swirl with a bit of black smoke in your hand again. Feel a bit of like an infernal heat kind of emanate from it, that even in this kind of like nice cool night here, as you're kind of like not too far from the Sea of Swords and not too far into the High Moor, that it's moderately chill. You're sweating like buckets. Like the heat from home has nothing compared to the heat that you're currently feeling. As you can kind of feel like something kind of like enter into your mind as you hear a familiar voice reach out to you and go, "Hello, Carter. How can I be of service, my friend?"
So I just read this book, and it says that your kind possibly was fighting along the hordes of Dragonspear?
It's the second war. My infernal kind have a lovely dealings amongst you mortals.
So, knowing that, I'm guessing you weren't part of this war because you referred to Tiamat as a bitch. What can you tell me? Why were y'all on her side? Or why was your kind on her side? Seeing how you apparently don't seem to like her very much.
Scaled bitch can rot here in hell for all I care. Avernus will be a great home for her for eons to come. But there are some that feel having her on your plane, wrecking chaos, sending souls down to us, would be beneficial. I see her as a high risk, you could say, though my lord has not said either way. But the war you speak of, this conflict, may I ask the name of this rabble that caused such a great rift amongst you?
I'll show him the book. Not give him them, but I'll show him the title of the book.
Kind of hold the book up to the gun in an odd kind of way as you're sitting there like, you see it? Yes, the Second Dragonspear War. So many fresh souls sent down. Many good deals, I heard, were made that day. That one your lovely scaled bitch was not involved in. That one was a dragon of his own accord, doing what dragons do best. Though, she might have had a hand in asking the dragon to do it. Her ways are mysterious to some of us. Though I'm not too concerned as long as her actions don't impede mine and my contracts. As you feel a bit of heat kind of sear into your hand there with the word contract.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Now tell me, do you know anything about the dragon spear?
The dragon spear?
Knowing that the scaled beast took it with him?
I know there are certain ancient weapons, though many of them would cost, you could say, a hoard of dragon gold to create. This one, I would assume would be similar. I'm not sure of what it can do, but if it was used in a war, especially the Dragon Spear War, I'm sure that it has some wonderful properties.
So you wouldn't know of its whereabouts. Mainly because I'm guessing some of those souls you received that day would know of its whereabouts, maybe, possibly.
If those souls can even recall all the memories. Hell's not just for torturing, but also for rebirth. Maybe one day you'll find out, my dear sweet Kata. One day.
Yeah, save a spot by the fire for me.
Oh, trust me. You'll have a seat at my table.
I'll take my hand off the butt of the pistol.
As you put your pistol back there, you feel a bit of the heat kind of reside with you for a moment before it ebbs away, and as it goes away, it goes, good luck, Kata. Don't meet me sooner than need be. As you feel the presence kind of leave you at that point.
I'll go back to the group, knowing that they're probably all knocked out. I'll put my hat on and knock out for the day, for the night.
Brandis, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh, 16.
So you're feeling yourself kind of float into the ethereal space that is your dreamscape. Your mind fluttering with the horrors that you've read about for a moment.
What, from the Book of Vile Darkness?
Mhm.
Cool.
As you're sitting there, almost like, in a sense, almost reliving these horrors in an odd way in your dreamscape, a fog slowly makes its way up and around you. It's some of this current memory, as you can see a giant meteor coming down as you're standing in the city of Baldur's Gate, come crushing down as you can feel the heat as it stops. This mist swirling around you some more. So you feel a presence that you recognize immediately as your lord.
Where are you? Make yourself seen. Present yourself to me.
Bold of you to make such a request of your lord.
Well, I haven't I haven't betrothed myself to you yet.
Then no requests can be made of me, mortal.
So why have you summoned me to your ethereal plane?
You have made it to the High Moor, have you not?
I certainly have.
In search of my temple?
Yes.
What
Yes, I have.
What brings one that does not kneel before a god?
That brings me. Well, I have to say that though I don't put my unwavering blind trust in deities of any fashion, my pursuit of knowledge and powerful magics has certainly piqued my interest. So perhaps I am not one of your rabbling underlings that just show blind faith to your whims. I would not be necessarily opposed to making an accord.
I'm listening.
So Keeper of Secrets, Whispered One. I'm sure you've heard of the Blood Hunters or the Blood Hunter Orders.
I have heard of many things in your realm, in your dimension. One of many.
Well, to perhaps clarify, I belong to a particularly ancient sect of blood hunters that have been known to make pacts with certain deities in order to take down other deities. And I'm sure, I don't know if dragons are necessarily on your, nice list or want to, get rid of list. But perhaps we can reach a mutual accord.
Dragons are nothing to me, though they live longer than you mortals. I myself find them nothing more than flies.
So you are quite powerful.
Yes. You could assume.
Past comprehension, I would imagine.
The fact that you were able to even read my tome is mind-boggling. And an oddity that I enjoy. What power lurks beneath those frail skins and bones of yours that I could unlock with a simple touch.
I would certainly say that as you are a keeper of secrets, I'm one who is keen to learn and keep my own. So perhaps we are cut from perhaps a similar, maybe not as powerful cloth.
I'm doubtful of this, but you are still an enigma.
So what would you have me do at this temple? I do recollect you requesting me to shed blood at your altar.
Yes.
And the blood of what shall I shed?
That is for you to decide. Would be your own, or one of your friends? One you hold dear to you? One you scorn?
I could think of a few.
Or will you slice your own throat at my altar? The lives of mortals are so fleeting. But you all do lead an interesting life. Though watching you burn your flesh peel back from your bones would give me delight.
I'm sure it would. I'm sure it would. I'm sure many a mortal have crossed your path before. And I could think of a few in my party that I certainly would have no love lost. But for now, perhaps I should ask you, what would I receive in return? Clearly, I'm sure, depending on the sacrifice made.
You would become part of my fold. Your cloth, as you put it, would cease to exist, and you'd be assumed into mine. Your goals, your aspirations would become in line with mine. You would serve a true God and pray one day that I end your miserable life.
And this one true God, setting aside old names given by old wives' tales and conjurers of myth and story, what is your true name?
Vecna.
Can I do a history? Can I recall anything about Vecna?
Go ahead and roll me history.
The best of
This
betting.
I will allow you to roll history, arcana, or religion.
Except when addressing Vecna, you have to address them like.
That was also a fucking badass scene, by the way. So that's a nat 20 again. That's my second nat 20 of the night.
As you hear this voice, this whispering, echoing voice, speak out to you the name Vecna, you go cold. Not goosebumps. Just utterly cold. As you can feel kind of like a stomach dropping feeling as your mind races back to the moment you ever opened that tome in that one room. Oh, so far back. The same feeling rushing over you right now.
Vecna. It's great to put a name to a face.
Yes.
I am quite humbled that you would reach out to me. You are like the archlich of archliches.
I am a god of gods.
Now I'm very interested. I will venture to your temple.
And what do you hope to bring me?
Have to see when I get there. Consider it a surprise. I reserve the right to hold my own secrets. But rest assured, blood will be spilled on my own.
Very well. My temple will be available for you in 1 month's time.
1 month's time. I'm here, bro.
I have no claim to you, and you have no claim to my temple.
Oh.
You will follow my rules, or else be scorned by mine. Understood, mortal?
Yeah, well, sorry. Crystal clear. So 1 month's time.
1 month's time. You will have to return here. The temple will be available for 1 month as well. As I am aware of your dealings with a other deity that wishes an atrocity to fall upon your realm.
Yeah, we all make mistakes. I do admit that my curiosity got the better of me in that instance. My search for ancient teachings and ancient knowledge and magics.
Yeah.
No, I do feel as though my dealings with this other cult are not finished. For the time being, I have rid myself of this of some abomination that was laid upon my skin.
A false god.
As most primeval beings are.
Yes. And as he's false, he can die. Much like you.
Everything dies. That's like an intro part of life. Just a cycle of rebirth into the same or into something more powerful.
But 1 month, Baranus. 1 month. As you feel the feeling kind of ebb away from you there, as the meteor that's hanging above you for a moment crushes down on you as you wake up. To the
Jesus
nude
fucking
going.
Christ. I'm in a cold sweat. Ugh.
As the rest of the party awakens.
One fucking move.
To the edge of the high moors on the tradeway.
All right.
What would you like to do, party?
Do we want to take a break? Or
We'll be probably wrapping it up pretty soon.
okay. All right. So I want to tell the party. I was like, listen. In the waning hours of the night, I had reached out to my deity, considering the fact that we were on the edge of getting to where my temple is. Unfortunately, my temple won't be able to accept my beckon to my deity in about a month's time. So I suggest possibly heading to Waterdeep for the time being and handle any business we have over there. And we can even make our way back if the opportunity presents itself that we can head on back, or in the most dire circumstances, depending on. I could make my way back here. Perhaps with a small retinue.
Well, if we follow the tradeway northwest, if we follow it upwards, we should get to Waterdeep. So, if we can't, the temple's a no-go for a month, I say we just start heading upwards to Waterdeep.
Yeah. As much as I wish I could, it's tough changing the minds of higher beings. So yeah, say in the meantime, we may as well make our way to Waterdeep.
Party begins their travel northward.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the party gets back to the tradeway, following path that you guys had previously taken, cuts down your time a decent amount as you begin your way once more northward following the tradeway. Decent amount into the day you travel as you come up on a scene not too far down the road of several carts and wagons and that pulled off to the side of the tradeway, and an odd sound of ribbiting coming from them. As we'll call it there.
What's riveting?
Ribbiting.
What's riveting? What
Rib-
is that?
Ribbits.
Like frogs?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Ribbit.
froggos?
Like Frogos. As we'll call it there for the night.
Yeah, of course.
Army
You
of
guys
frogs.
got a decent amount of stuff going on there.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad we took the book.
Yeah, fuck.
A lot of lore.
Yeah. Holy hell.
A whole war.
A
I was
whole
about to
ass
say,
war.
I read a book on a whole ass fucking war. Holy shit stick.
Got to see some fun magic happen.
I was invisible. Poof. I was like, oh goddamn. That was awesome though. And now I'm even more interested. I'm also pissed off because the motherfucker waited for me to get to the fucking high moor to be like, yeah, man, about a month. Bitch ass.
You never pledged
Right.
yourself to him, so he has no real
I
reason to.
Cut out eyeballs. I cut out eyeballs. I cut his face into hands. Jesus Christ.
But you yourself said that you did not pledge to him.
I thought I had to pledge to him at the temple. Oh, shit. Yo, these other worldly beings are fucking fickle bitches.
They like that
Friggin-
fun.
you live a million years and you turn into a freaking asshole. But whatever.
We didn't have any cards drawn this time.
Nope.
Interesting.
It really wasn't. There wasn't like, I don't know. I felt like I had myself preoccupied enough with like trying to find like stuff in that castle and stuff like that.
I've seen a couple ways people have done that castle, whether they go the route that I went or they make it still an actual city. But I like the keeping it the way it is. So.
What, making it an actual city?
Yeah. There's,
Hey, at least we know that there's now maybe a second possible weapon that can kill a dragon.
some more lore.
Black
A
Arrow.
dragon spear, a dragon lance. What's next?
Is there a dragon shield?
There's a dragon fork, I bet.
A dragon. Is it in the road?
Yep. I'm gonna come upon it and be like, "This is what I was talking about." I knew I'd know it when I saw it.
Yeah. But alright, we'll call it there for the night. Pick up again next time. We have a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You guys are well on your way to Waterdeep. Not too far off.
How far? Yeah, bro.
On the road again.
Hop, skipping a
I
jump.
can't wait to get on.
On the road again.
And the wagons of ribbiting things going on. What's going on there? But next time on Dragon... Oh, no, D&D. My bad. Not Dragon Ball Z.
Dragons
On Hoard of the Dragon.
Right. Alright. See y'all next time. Bye, everybody!
Bye.